Welcome back, everyone. My name is Ember, and today we continue our One Piece journey with Volume 8. This one covers, let's see, chapters 63 to 71. So this is from near the end, near the height of Luffy's battle with Don Krieg during the Baratie arc, and then we start to dip our toes into Arlong Park a little bit, and it ends with Zoro getting captured by Arlong's crew. So before we get to that, though, the Baratie arc finally comes to a close here with Luffy's battle against Don Krieg. I mentioned in the last video that I was hoping for a little bit more of that. And man, I definitely got what I asked for. This was just a series of just Luffy and Don Krieg just going at it, just full force. And I like that they set up the dichotomy of where, like, both of them are really strong, but a lot of I'm not gonna say Don Krieg is weak without his weapons, but a lot of his power relies on his weapons and stuff, whereas Luffy is just the little gummy boy who doesn't even wear any armor or anything. And so there's a cool little contrast there. All the glitz and glamour and the most powerful weapons that Don Krieg could acquire couldn't beat one stretchy boy. But yeah, so I'm not gonna say it got a tiny bit repetitive near the end, because Luffy's strategy was basically just, I'm gonna keep hitting him, which is cool. So just the tiniest bit repetitive, but you feel the hype, you really do. And with Chef Zeph's comments as it goes on about how Luffy's grit is going to outlast Don Krieg's weapons and stuff like that, so makes you really gives you the impression that Luffy is not one to fuck with. He will outlast you on willpower alone, and just the constantly hammering away. Eventually, he beats down Don Krieg, breaks his armor and his shield and all that shit. Just good old fashioned punch up. And then there were some. There was one particular moment. The fucking action itself is so fucking good. Like, it's in chapter 65. This series of panels right here, I just absolutely fucking love. There's just the way, the motion of Luffy and all the masts and such, and the way they break and fall in different directions. I just fucking love the direction of the... Like, this is one of my favorite combat pages in One Piece so far. Just the flow of action, the way everything moves around in the scene, the way the curves of it all give it this great flow, and it just keeps going and going and going. Fucking love Oda's art direction. And then again, we just get some great old punch-ups, the Gum Gum Gatling gun, and eventually we get that last Gum Gum bazooka where Luffy smashes Don Krieg's armor. Just some really powerful looking action shots. Fucking love it. And then ends with that dumb, goofy grin that's also kind of terrifying. The imagery here is easily one of my favorite parts of One Piece so far. Just the way Oda as an artist is, like, just phenomenal at this point. And again, I gotta hand it to him, creating character designs that look simple, but as a result of that are still extremely flexible in what they're able to do, and can just pull off these absolutely fantastic facial expressions and shots and just stances and all that cool stuff. Just the sheer power of these stances. I fucking love it. So, anyway, oh, And Jin had his moment in this too when um eventually, like, Don Krieg's obviously been defeated, and then Jin, who's still suffering from poisoning at this point, just fucking knocks him out and is like, no, we're done, let's get out of here. And he'll probably die at the end of this. He'll probably die somewhere out at sea because of his captain poisoned him. And that really sucks, since because he finally turned around at the last minute and became a bit more honorable. But that's the bet he made for himself, unfortunately. So can't say he didn't deserve it to some degree. Not saying I wanted it to happen, but he made his bed. So, but yeah. Good night, sweet prince, Jin. You were good. Then that leads into so after that, Luffy goes off to search for Nami, but not before finally recruiting Sanji onto his crew, with the Chef Zeph and the rest of the cooks doing their best to kick Sanji off the boat because he's too stubborn to leave otherwise. Bit of an insulting moment for sure. But wasn't gonna leave otherwise, so now we've got our cook and we're off to Arlong Park, which is easily my favorite part of One Piece from the brief bit that I read a little while ago. Again, I've read all of East Blue before, but Arlong Park, man, I am so fucking excited for this. And already, just in the few chapters that this volume had, there's so much to take in. Like the sheer power of the fishmen, just completely dwarfing even Don Krieg as villains. Like, they really just immediately set up, this is a fucking terrifying group of enemies to face. So, very interested in seeing how the fights progress in this one. I know we're going to get at least another 2 volumes worth of stuff, I think. So, super excited for that. We finally get a clearer picture of what Nami's deal is with the fishmen. We see that she is, in fact, one of Arlong's officers. And even though she hates pirates, what's going on with that? I mean, I know, because I read it, but but I like this. Nami is still trying to wear this mask of being the deceitful pirate robber, but she works for a pirate. So there's that whatever going on there. And then Zoro fucking calls her bluff on it. That was fucking amazing. Just immediately he's like, "Oh, you're ruthless, huh? Oh, I'm gonna go drown myself." And then Nami saves him, and he's like, "Oh, how ruthless of you." Fucking loved that. Just Nami tries so hard to be the something that she clearly isn't, and the people who actually like understand her see through it immediately and try to bring her back. Very excited to see more of that as it goes on. We met Nojiko, I think was her name. Yeah, Nojiko, Nami's stepsister. The Nami backstory is slowly coming together. I am hype for Arlong Park. And Arlong himself is set up as, first of all, great establishing shot. Just the completely dominating this panel. He's set up as a real skeevy dude, but also looks real fucking powerful. And we're getting a little bit more of that Navy corruption back in here. Apparently the East Blue is not the East Blue is not sending, the Navy is not sending their best to the East Blue. We get Captain Nezumi or whatever his name is, who's basically taking a cut of Arlong's profits in order to just turn the other cheek. So even though there's Arlong is basically just destroying villages and killing people without hesitation. So interested to see where that little subplot's gonna go. And we got that little kid. I forgot what it. I don't know if they gave him a name or anything, but the kid whose dad was killed by the fishermen. He kind of reminded me of that one kid. This is definitely a jump trope from this era. It reminded me of that one kid from Naruto whose dad was killed by like Zabuza's men or whatever, and then Kota in My Hero, whose parents were killed by muscular, whatever that villain's name is. It's not exactly the same as that because well, I don't remember enough of this to know how deeply that goes, but definitely some parallels to those stories there, and I like that. So, and Nojiko brings an entirely new perspective to the fight till you give out perspective. Like, she just immediately puts this kid in his place and says, no, you're a fucking idiot. You don't have the courage to live. Which is interesting. Just that immediately challenging that super machismo attitude of, I must avenge my father. And she's like, no, that's the weak way out. So, liked that. Think that's about it. Yeah, nothing. Yeah, we're just barely getting into Arlong Park, so not a whole lot on that so far. But I like the setting of it. Like, he's kind of got this little. Arlong's got this little, like, basically like a resort villa. He's living it up like he's on fucking vacation, even though he's a fucking tyrant ruling over this place. So, fun little detail there. And I think that's about it. So, another great volume. One Piece continues to be fucking great. And I'm excited for more. So, that's it for now. Like and subscribe and all that stuff. Leave a comment if you have anything to say or any suggestions on these videos. My name is Ember, and I'll see you next time.